Welcome, everybody, to Casting for Two, the podcast, as always, hosted by me, Chris. Welcome, everybody, to episode 243. A lot of episodes, a lot more coming at you still. Of course, if you would like to help me out with the show, why don't you send me a review on iTunes, Google Play Music, Stitcher, all those places. If you'd like to know more about me, you can follow me on my Twitter and Instagram, both at Casting for Two. I just recently started a brand new podcast with Josh Silverman from constantlycalibrating.com. It's called Ramble Jam, and that's where we just talk for an hour. Hopefully it doesn't get boring, but if you want to check that out, it's on Wednesdays at 5 Pacific time on Mixer.com. Of course, if you follow ConCalPod, at ConCalPod, you can find out the link and all that good stuff. Probably should have the link ready with me. Oh, well, that's okay. But yeah, so lots of good stuff coming out. Of course, I got a great episode for you guys today because I had a true Casting for Two experience. I had Sarah and Laura Bellini from the show Trust on the show. The show Trust is about a wealthy mogul played by Donald Sutherland who his grandson gets kidnapped and he decides not to pay the ransom. So I was excited to chat with Sarah and Laura about the project. They absolutely wonderful to chat with them, for sure. I could have... They're so bubbly and amazing, and I got to start this episode so you guys can hear it. So sit back, relax, and Chris, cue the music, please. It's always nice to like. So from an early, I don't, I'm not a twin, so I want to understand twin culture. At first, is it like, no, I want to be my own person, or were you guys like, you know what, peas in a pod?
Yeah, I think at first we were more like we always wanted to do things together, and we were proud of our sister and our best friend. But then I would say, like, when we were teenagers and that kind of age, we wanted to be our own individuals. We never wanted to dress alike. Yes, I think that was later. Yeah, that happened in the teenage years, that we wanted to have our own friends and, our own projects that we were working on and all that. So I think that's definitely a big aspect of being twins, this want of, or need even, to want to be your own individual and also being recognized as an individual. Because everyone keeps calling you, the sisters, the Bellinis, or the twins. It's never just Sarah or just Laura. So, yeah.
Got it. And where did you guys grow up?
We grew up in Hamburg in North Germany, but our dad is Italian. So we lived there for a while too.
Okay. Yeah, Italy. I went to Italy when I was a young kid. I haven't been to Germany. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
But I went to Italy when I was a young boy, a young lad, and I thought it was beautiful, but I wasn't at the age where I could take it all in and appreciate it. Now that I'm like 2 years older, I'd love to go back.
Yeah. You should. It's so beautiful. I feel like it's so full of culture and good food and history, and art. Yeah, I mean, we obviously enjoyed it a lot because all of our family was there. So that was pretty much our highlight always of our summers, to go to Italy and enjoy our vacation there. But I completely understand, when you're older, you just appreciate the nature way more and the whole history there. Yeah, so you should definitely try and go back.
And so what is a typical, or like the perfect Italian Sunday morning for you guys?
Perfect Sunday morning. Well, wake up with an espresso.
Mm-hmm.
Wake up with a good coffee, I would say. Maybe even a nice brioche, like a good croissant. Yeah, and maybe just take a nice walk in the mountains or by the ocean, depending on where you're at. Our family actually lives by the ocean, and the other part by the mountains, so which is nice. But yeah, I would say that. What about you?
Yeah, or maybe, definitely a good coffee and a nice breakfast, and then some yoga maybe. That always, brightens my morning.
Nice. And so for you guys, when was acting something you guys knew you wanted to pursue?
I think it was always kind of inside of us. We always enjoyed and loved performing, if it was dancing or acting on stage. But I think it was at the age of 9 that our mom really asked us, would you like to go to acting class? And so we went to this acting school, and they happened to have a competition going on that day that involved acting, dancing, and singing. And the winner would get into the kids' talent agency. And so Sarah and I actually both won and got into the agency, and shortly after got the first audition for a lead in a TV feature film. And the director actually couldn't decide between us either, so took both of us. And I just remember being on set the very first day, and I completely fell in love with acting, and I just knew that was what I wanted to do for the rest of my life. It was just very clear.
Yeah, we never wanted to stop since that day.
It's because you guys have twice the presence.
Yeah, as twins, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's awesome. And so you get bit by the bug. What was the next step after doing the TV movie? Were you guys going on auditions and all that good stuff?
Yeah. So actually, the first 2 years we were very lucky. We worked a lot in those 2 years, but we still shared the roles, the leading parts. And then I would say after 2 or 3 years, we went our own ways. We also wanted to work on our own projects, and I think we just started to develop our own. We were just different in front of the camera. It was clearly, we just developed differently and couldn't work on the same projects any longer. And we started working on our own things. So, yeah, I did a couple of feature movies and TV shows, Laura too. And then at the age of 19, I would say, we started going to drama school in Hamburg. And then we got a scholarship in LA, though, in Santa Monica, and decided to move out here. And, yeah, that's been life-changing so far. So it's been 3.5 years that we've been here. And, yeah, we love it. And, yeah, we don't want to go back.
Was there a bit of a culture shock going from Italy, Germany to Los Angeles or, Santa Monica?
Oh, yeah, definitely. It took us really a while. So I think it took us like 1 or 2 years to really get used to everything. Even the industry is kind of different. But culture-wise, yes, of course. And there's actually a lot that we miss about Europe here, but when we go back to Europe, we miss a lot about here. So it's like there's no place where everything is perfect, I believe.
Right. And so what was the biggest thing to get used to?
I think I can speak for Sarah and I both.
Yeah.
We just kind of had to get used to how people kind of are in LA.
it can be sometimes pretty superficial. So I think we just had to learn that if people say, oh, let's grab a coffee or, let's meet up, that's not necessarily what people really mean.
Okay.
I think it's in Europe, or especially in Germany, it's really honest that people are pretty straightforward. So
About
we have
what
to get
they
used to
say,
that.
yeah.
Gotcha. Okay. Now, if there's one phrase or let's say even food that you can bring over from Europe to America, what would it be?
I would say I really, really miss the German bakeries, so the bread and the pastries.
Yeah, I think for me it would actually be pasta.
Okay.
Authentic, great pasta, especially because our dad, he has an Italian restaurant, and so we were very spoiled growing up, and I really miss having his food around.
How did you get? Your dad owned a pasta. How did you make it alive? I would have. It would have been death by noodle for me. That's how I want to go out.
Yeah, and I mean, I could eat pasta every day. And actually, our dad, taught us that pasta is healthy. It just depends how you eat it, of course, and as much you eat it. But yeah, but Italians mostly eat at least one small plate of pasta every day, obviously
Yeah.
with a side salad or yeah.
A side or a side pasta.
Yeah, exactly.
But so when you get to Los Angeles, California, all that good stuff, do you guys have any bad audition stories?
There were definitely a few, but
yeah, I think almost every actor could probably come up with a bad story. I just had this, one horrible audition where I completely blanked and I completely forgot all my lines, and I just remember staring at the casting director, and I just felt horrible, and afterwards I felt so bad and never wanted to go back. But fortunately, that never happened again, and I hope it won't ever happen again. But that was my story. Yeah. I don't know about you, Sarah.
yeah, I can't think of something extremely bad. Just frustrating, just where I could have been better, but my energy or focus was not really there. But I can't think of anything specific right now. No.
Okay. And so you guys are on the show Trust, which is coming out soon. What was the process of getting that show?
Actually, it's funny because we moved all the way to LA, and we got the auditions via Germany from our German agent. So we didn't necessarily have to be in LA for this audition. So we did an e-casting, so a self-tape audition, and then the second audition was out here in LA. We booked the job, which was amazing, and then we got to fly to London, and we rehearsed for a week with the entire cast, and then we flew out to Rome and started shooting. I think in July, early July. And yeah, I mean the whole process has been a true privilege, a dream come true, working with so many incredibly talented people. And the locations were all breathtaking. Really, we've been working at some of the most historic and iconic places in Rome, like, for example, the Colosseum or Piazza Navona at the Calabrian Sea. We're so, grateful shooting there, and it helped us immensely. Yeah, it's just been an incredible journey.
Nice. And it's the show's executive produced by Danny Boyle, and he also directed a couple episodes. What's it like working with him?
It was really amazing. I mean, first of all, he's such a sweet and kind-hearted person, so that made it very much easier to feel comfortable on set. And then he's really such an energetic director, and he brings so much positive energy to set, which really creates a wonderful working atmosphere for everyone. So that was just amazing to even just observe how he's working. And he was working 24/7. You could never really see him taking a break. Yeah, so I've definitely learned a lot from working with him, and yeah, it was amazing.
Nice. Was it a bit intimidating? Because his movies are just next level.
Yeah, he was definitely intimidating. Yeah, very much so. But we were very nervous. Yeah, we were so nervous. I remember that too in the beginning. But he just makes you feel so comfortable, like Laura just said. I mean, he works so detailed and passionately, but he's also so attentive with every single person on set. So he knew everyone's name. And yeah, like the minute you're surrounded by him, you just don't feel that intimidation as much anymore.
That's good. That's good. And so when you're portraying the characters that you're playing on the show, is it weird playing somebody who is real?
Oh, yeah, definitely. A lot of respect comes with that, and intimidation as well. But I mean, it makes us, or both of us, felt very challenged by that, and I think that's very important too, to grow as an artist and actor. So, yeah. Sarah, what about you? No, yeah, I would just repeat myself. I think, yeah, I was a bit scared also in the beginning. I had a lot of respect playing someone that, is a real live character. But unfortunately, my character, she passed away last February, so she's no longer alive, only Laura's character. Which, I don't know, made it even a bit harder for me because I know that, yeah, I don't know if the way I portray her or the way the script portrays her, is the way it really happened. And you never want to offend someone, especially if, her sister is still in grief. And, yeah, it was definitely challenging, but it was also fun because there was so much to research and read about her, and there were so many documentaries, and it was just a lot of great research work. Yeah.
Okay. And so is it hard for you guys to, once you're doing the scene, it's long days, is it hard for you to get out of character, or is it like cut and then you're good to go, you walk to the trailer and you chill?
That would be fun. I think it really depends on what scenes you shot that day. Mm-hmm. If it was more intense work, then it can be definitely very difficult to get out of character for me, or to process all these emotions from all day long. But if not, then and you just had completely fun all day, and then I think it's definitely easier to be yourself after a cut. But I think it always takes me about an hour or so after I left set to get back to normal and to reality. Yeah, I think so too, and it's really important for me always to get a lot of rest and good sleep while filming, just because I feel like it's really energy draining, and as much as it's fun and like I love doing it, I would never want to miss it, but it's also very energy draining. So my body always needs a lot of rest and good sleep in order for me to perform and in order for me to, give my best.
Okay. And so also I'm just curious, when you're doing scenes over and over, is there something you do to keep a scene fresh and interesting for you guys?
Well, actually, I think that really my love and passion for acting just, maintains discipline and, to keep me focused and balanced. But yeah, I don't know. It's really difficult. I just, like Sarah said, it really is energy draining. But yeah. I just try my best to really just keep it fresh. And I think there are always little exercises that you can do in between with your co-actor, or if I feel like my body's getting tired, or my energy is getting low, I do a lot of physical exercises in my break, or I give myself 5 minutes and just push myself and do some physical exercise so that my body wakes up again. So I feel like that always helps me be more focused again and more fresh. Yeah, and definitely do just little exercises with your co-actor.
Okay, nice. And so for the people at home who'd like to keep up with all the work that you guys do, and also check out the show, where can they do all that?
Yes. So unfortunately, we're not really pro social media, but we do have Instagram, both of us, Sarah Bellini and Laura Bellini. Yeah, I think that's it for me. But you were also asking where they can watch the show, right? In Europe.
Yeah, Europe, America, the world. Where can the world see the show?
Yeah, I mean, for Europe right now, I think they just released that it will come out on Skype. So they didn't pick a specific date yet, but I think it will be in May. So the show's coming out the 25th of March on FX, 10 p.m. in America. And for Europe, I think Skype's gonna show the show. Sky and not Skype. Sorry, that's what I said.
I was gonna be like, I'm gonna be on Skype one day. I'm gonna get message of the show. All right.
Sorry, I meant Sky. We were just good. On Skype earlier. I think that's why. Yeah, I'm mixing up the words.
No worries. Well, Lara, Sarah, thank you so much for chatting with me. I had a great time, and anytime you want to come back on, together, individually, whatever, just say the word, all right?
Oh, perfect. Thank you so much. Thanks for having us. Yeah,
Absolutely.
Thank you for having us.
Absolutely. Have a wonderful day, and get some sleep and eat some pasta, all right?
Will do. We will. And visit Italy.
Okay, I'm on my way. See you guys later.
Okay, bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.